Mum, you hate me. Are you trying to ruin my life? Why can't I look like Kim Kardashian? I'm so fat. You're a bitch, slut, whore. Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, slut shaming. One Direction, Pinterest. Oh, why can't I have anyone love me? I hate my life. Oh, I love my boyfriend so much. Happy weekend anniversary, babe. MTV reality shows, lipstick, birth control, cars, sweet 16ths, parties and bad boys in fast cars, slitting your wrists and drinking alcohol. We are Generation Z, or at least the idea that the media has of us. We're entitled to content, open, not worried about privacy, and connected to the entire world within seconds. So what does your average, and I do use the word average with a slight degree of cynicism, teenage girl look like in the media today? Well, from what I can gather from my research, they are most likely to be white, tall, slim, good at school, concerned about the environment. They love shoes. They wear heels all the time. A full face of makeup everywhere they go. And they have multiple sexual partners. They self-harm. They have anxiety, depression, PTSD. They go to parties. They're all a size 6. And they all have adoring, overprotective fathers and mothers who they fight with quite often. I mean, and they always need to be rescued. And of course, they're portrayed by 29-year-old women and are meant to be 16. How does that work? You're 29, you're not 16. I have failed to see on Disney, anywhere, a person who is 16 who looks like me or one of my best friend, the girl down the street. They are all played by older people. This is what teenagers don't look like. Adults seem to assume that they do look like this, and it's ridiculous. We don't look like that. We have spots. I mean, we make dumb choices with our hair. We have piercings, but that doesn't make us bad people. Vampire Diaries, Pretty Little Liars, Glee, Teen Wolf, Jersey and Geordie Shore, 16 and Pregnant, The 9 Lives of Chloe King, and even Disney to a certain extent. These cliched, media-created drivel has made an entire generation of young women be perceived, and even more importantly, think of themselves as petty, shallow, and oftentimes questionably moral people. Evidence of this is everywhere. Type the simple word teenagers into Google, the world's largest search engine, and you get over 5.51 million hits in 0.20 seconds. The second result on Google, again, world's largest search engine, 13-year-old girl arrested after plot to kill parents with 15-year-old boyfriend. Yep, I know. 15-year-old boyfriend, 13-year-old girl. They didn't approve of their relationship. And this is in California. Marika, as we like to say on Tumblr. They didn't approve, and so she got him to slit her mother's throat. I repeat, slit her mother's throat. I shit thee not. I can't believe it. I don't know any teenager who'd be willing to do that. Or at least no one who would actually go through with it. I mean, Google is the world's largest source of information. Anyone can access it. Anyone. Anywhere. And a girl plots the murder the murder of her parents, the people who gave her life, brought her into this world to be with a boy who she loves. This isn't positive. All adults want to think that they respected their parents, that they were more well behaved than the generation before and the generation after. They feed on the idea that all teenage girls are following MTV's 16 and Pregnant. That girls are all out there having children and having premarital sex. That isn't the case. I mean, some girls might be out there having sex. That doesn't mean they're not protected. That doesn't mean that they're not being safe. That doesn't mean that they're not having relationships with anyone. That they're just giving their virginities away. This is a main idea circulating through everything. Pretty Little Liars being a major example of this. These girls, their teenage 16-year-old friend fakes her own death, and then another girl's sleeping with a teacher. Another one used to be fat and is terrified of being slim again, of being fat again, so she starves herself. Another girl is a lesbian who always seems to have problems and everyone hates, who's also sporty and not as fashionable as the others. Cliches, again, this is what adults think that teenage girls are. None of these girls are in their teens. They are all over 20. I mean, they feed on these ideas, and it's not reality. It's not my reality. It's not anyone I know's reality. It's ridiculous. Teenage girls are meant to have spots and crushes on boys at school and go watch rugby and giggle. I fail to understand or even fathom what this is about. And then again, in all actuality, teen pregnancy rates are falling from the 1950s. They are falling from the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s. They are going down. And statistically, today, we are getting into less trouble than our Generation X predecessors. They were getting arrested more. They were the ones getting in more trouble. We are better behaved, having less sex in the eyes of what they seem to think of the media and that sort of thing. And I think the problem is that today the media is so accessible. It's everywhere. Our parents can see anything, anytime. They can look at our Facebooks and deduct things from that. When it has been proven that teenagers on purpose edit these things to make them look better for themselves, to make their lives look more glamorous, to make them seem cool. I mean, people leave their Facebook pages feeling worse about their lives than when they began. Online, social media, magazines, print, radio, television. We're being bombarded by images 24/7. There is no escape. And all of the people of the generation before us make the media. They are the ones who hold these ideals. They think we are all one and all alike. One of the most popular ways to hate on teenage girls is to complain about their obsession with bands. As previously mentioned, One Direction. Those words distill pain and suffering and horrible ideas in most parents' minds. That's what makes it beautiful. They're catchy music. They are media-created images designed to help a teenage girl and by teenage girl, I do mean a tween, 11 to 14 years old, discover her sexuality in a safe environment. She can listen to The Wanted, Morehouse, One Direction, singing about how beautiful they are, all these good, affirming things about themselves that they can relate to their lives. And it makes them feel special. The medialistic idea behind this and the hating of these bands is basically, from what I can gather, that by listening to this music and by having these posters up on your wall, by screaming the lyrics to What Makes You Beautiful every time it comes on the radio, and being the girl who falls for those words on tape, you are going to be the girl who falls for them in real life. For any simple-minded buffoon and who says that you're pretty, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're starring in Teen Mum season 38, selling nudes to Entertainment Tonight after 18 drug charges and a stint in rehab, when in all actuality, in the fantasy world that is a tween-aged girl's head, the fantasy land of a boy band, the girl has all the control. We need to stop judging them for wanting to escape from that. From having a stuffy, stinky, sweaty 14-year-old boy shove his hand down your top. From wanting to escape from that and have something that's special and unique to you. Even if it isn't unique and it's just a big craze that millions of girls are into. Because to you it's special. To you it is you. You're the person that they want. And is this any different from our grandparents' obsession with Elvis or the Beatles? Our parents and the Backstreet Boys, Westlife. I mean, listen to the lyrics of Alanis Morissette. That is depressing stuff. It fathoms me to think that this is what we are portrayed as, that we're all expected to look like Kim Kardashian, that we're all expected to be ridiculous like Gaga, that Katy Perry is what is considered beautiful in this world, that is what girls aspire to because that is what the media has portrayed as something that we need to be, that parents judge their children on what they see on the news, that every teenage boy who with a car is a boy racer. They don't give licenses out to teenagers as often as they should because they have a certain quota where half of all teenagers have to fail. Half. I know some pretty crap drivers. Personally, I do know boy racers. I know guys who do stuff like that, but they are all in their 20s. I know not one teenager who would waste the opportunity to have that responsibility. And yeah, I do know teen parents, and they are not bad people. They might have made bad choices, but how is it any different? My mother was a teen mother, and I'm fine. Awards in school, I don't go out and drink and have parties and stuff. I don't see how that will flow on and affect if you make the right choices in your life. The media portrays this as this taboo, terrible thing. Everything that a teenage girl does. They are shallow. You see statuses that girls make all the time. I'm depressed. I'm so sad. I'm going to kill myself. Self-diagnosing serious illnesses such as depression. Cutting themselves for attention. There are other ways to go about that. And then they refuse to get help. You see, I have evidence somewhere of statuses that people have made on the Urban Dictionary about teenage girls, that they are shallow, the lowest form of human beings, that they are disgusting, degrading creatures that they hate. I mean, listen to this. A teenage girl is often driven to dating a popular guy because he does sports. Often this boy is what you would call popular. Often these guys treat them like shit and ignore the guys that are actually nice and care about people. Yet these guys always get the girl and the nice guy finishes last. I mean, another example from Urban Dictionary, the 5th example of a teenage girl. A shallow, annoying, selfish, pathetic being whose intelligence is nearly subhuman. These creatures typically dress like total sluts, then get angry if that earns them undesired attention from boys, even though the way they dress makes it appear as though they are totally asking for it. They are known to be extremely dramatic when it is not really necessary. They also tend to make it extremely difficult to solve a social conflict when it should be as simple as an apology. But no, they have to make it 100 times more complicated than it has to be. Some typically cannot shut up about certain things that they are fans of. They call these fangirls. Some will blame guys for their problems, or blame guys for adding to their problems, as if teen boys have to do absolutely nothing difficult throughout their teenage life. But trust me, they do. For instance, putting up with teenage girls. They feel the need to conform to social norms. They will consent to any amount of objectification as long as it makes them popular. I could go on all day about their flaws, but it would take me all day. Speechless. This is accessible to anyone on the internet. You just Google Urban Dictionary and it's there. Teenage girls, that comes up. The world's largest search engine, sources of information. Any parent can see this. Anyone. And this is the idea that they have of us. And in the end of the day, I really do have to ask this. Is the media really judging us? Or is it an older generation reflecting inwards on itself and refracting their guilt and their regrets from their actions at that age onto the generation of today? I know what I think. But what do you think?